Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Gender Reveal Party podcast. I'm Jay Pryor, your host. I'm making this video as an ode to butches, femmes, and non binary humans. If you might have noticed that I shaved off my beard, I shaved it off a couple weeks ago to do a video about menopause because I was coming on a full year of having not had my period. And I thought, since I'm talking about things around women's bodies or female bodies, that I would shave off my beard and show my lady face. So my stubble is in a little bit, but this is a face that, as my face, and I've been off testosterone now for coming on 5.5 years. And so it's all out of my system. So this is what my face would have always looked like had I not gone on testosterone, minus the hairline. Can't even find it. Hairline, the mirror image, right? Minus the hairline, obviously. I probably would have had hair here. I would have hoped so, but you never know. So minus the hairline, right? This is my face. And I just recently did some traveling where I went to a business trip and came back. And I did it without my beard. And everywhere I went, I got she pronouns in her. And it was, or I got, they don't know what to do with me, or I got that old whispering about, what is that thing over there? What was that? What is that? And it's been so long, right? Since I've had that experience, I have forgotten what it was like to walk through the world as an other. And so I want to give a shout out, give a lot of love to all of my butch friends and my non-binary friends who every day deal with y'all trying to guess what gender they are, because it can be exhausting, folks. Now, I'm a very out person. It doesn't bother me to be an other. I, in fact, enjoy not necessarily being seen as a dude. And the last day of travel, I had a long travel day. And by the time I ended up for my last plane, I was exhausted. And I had an interaction where someone, I was waiting in line and someone said, "Who's next?" And somebody said, "She's next," and pointed at me. And then the person behind the counter looks at me all confused. And I just had this moment of like the energy, right? The energy that it takes. It's just a little life suck every time sometimes, right? So again, it's not a bad thing. I just want to acknowledge that it takes more energy to move through the world as an other than it does to move through the world as someone who just fits in one of those binary boxes that y'all like to put us in. So I want to first of all acknowledge that, appreciate that, give shout out and love to all of my butch friends and my non-binary friends who deal with this day in, day out, every single day. And then I want to have a big giant shout out to femme women, especially the femme women who I encountered in my life, and especially in my 20s and early 30s, before I met the love of my life and my wife of almost 20 years. Because, see, this face is the face I grew up with. And it may shock you to hear that I was never a little girl that people fawned all over, that were like, "Oh, what a beautiful little girl." However, I did have a lot of nieces that people did that to, right? So I was always a little kid standing next to all the little girls that people were going, "Oh, isn't she beautiful? And look at those eyes. And wow, she's a looker," right? All that stuff, which first of all is gross. Okay. Could we stop commenting on the beauty of little girls? They don't do that to little boys. They don't comment on their bodies. They don't comment on how they look. They just don't do that to boys. Y'all don't do that to boys. So first of all, could we just stop that? But second of all, it's important to note for butches, some non-binary folks like me, who growing up, if we were to take what the world gave us, which is a lot of us did, I didn't ever have the thought that I was a beautiful woman, right? Never in my life. And never in my life has anybody fawned over like, "Oh, she's so pretty," or "You're so beautiful," or anything like that, right? That just didn't ever happen to me. And so I grew up thinking I was an ugly girl. And that's because I was putting my face, this face, up against the faces of up against what I consider beautiful in terms of female beauty, like a woman and for me, who I think are beautiful are femme women, like women who, do all the stuff, right? And are highly femme and love to live that way. And those are the women I've always been attracted to and thought that's what a woman is. And so comparing myself to that, I always fell short. So it is only through the blessing of femme dykes, femme queer women who are attracted to butches and non-binary humans like me, who started to teach me that while I'm not the most handsome butch you ever met, I'm not the ugliest butch either. I'm average looking for a butch. and, and, some femme women think I'm a good looking butch. And that changed my life. Like, wow. For so many butches and non-binary people, if it wasn't, sorry, I'm so silly. I just cry like a nothing, right? If it wasn't for femme women, we would go around just thinking we're ugly butches, ugly people. And discovering yourself as a good looking butch versus an ugly woman is a process that a lot of my butch friends have experienced. And it is remarkable, right? That's a good word. It is remarkable. And it is a shift in perception that is so powerful that I just wanted to make sure I spoke to it. And I love my beard, folks. I mean, I really do. I love my beard. And at the same time, it's like, y'all, you have to get this. All that happens is I grow out a beard. That's all that happens. It's the same face. I grow out a beard, and all of a sudden, it's yes, sir, no, sir. And how can I serve you, sir? And I'm so sorry, sir. It's mind blowing that without the beard, I am sheed, I'm othered, I'm like, people don't know what to deal with me. They don't know how, right? You can't see it, but I have earrings, like, so that's part of it is the earrings. But all I do is grow a beard. And then, yes, sir, no, sir, how do you do, sir? It's a bizarre experience. So I think for myself, it's been powerful for me to shave my beard because this is the face that didn't get a lot of love for me, right? And I did start to know myself as a good looking butch, but then I transitioned, I grew a beard, and I pretty much never shaved it off, right? And when I did, I was like, grow that beard back. And this is kind of funny, but when I was on testosterone, it's important to note, when I was on testosterone, if I would shave my beard, I would just go, and then I would have a full beard again. Like, I'm not kidding. I was a beast. And so it just a couple days. I've had this off for over a week, right? And you can just barely see that I'm starting to get a little bit of shadow, and it's super soft, right? Because I have my old lady, it's all my old lady hair. And so, it's just a bizarre and weird and interesting experience for me. And I feel like I'm going to be shaving my beard off periodically because it's important for me to remember for my own sake what this face looks like. And it's an ongoing exercise for me to look at this face and love it as much as I love my face with my beard. It's my whole thing is an ongoing, ever evolving opportunity to learn to love myself, because there is a real true reality that if you cannot love yourself, you really don't experience loving other humans at a level that is palpable the way it is when you can love yourself. And I've been on a journey since I was 18, learning to accept myself, learning to love myself. And so here I am. I'm 56 years old, and I'm still working on loving that face that's in front of me and really looking at it through a lens that is not the binary. She's born female sexed, and so she should look like this, right? Really training myself to look at my own face through a different perception. So I wanted to make this video to first of all just say to all my butches and friends and all my non-binary folks that just don't have the choice I have, where I could just grow out a beard and then pass, but you're dealing with this every day, day and night, and it takes a lot of energy. And I just wanted to send you some love and acknowledge you and appreciate you, because I just got reminded, and it takes something, right, for you to get up and do your life every day. And so I just wanted to love you for that. And then I really want to give a lot of love to all my femme women friends, and especially, you know who you are, those femmes that loved me early on in my life, trained me well. For Jessica, she's grateful for that. But also really had me look at myself in a different perspective with a different lens, right? And I invite you as human beings, if you don't love your face, consider that the lens that you're looking through your face is skewed, and it's not your face, right? It's not your face. It's the lens. It's the lens that we were given to look at beauty through. And it's a jacked up lens. It needs to be broken, thrown away. And we need to look at beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? And so you need to get that you are a beautiful human being and you're a beautiful person. And it doesn't matter what your face looks like. I'm just clear that there's somebody out there who thinks your face is gorgeous. So thank you for indulging me in this conversation for a little bit, or letting me just make this video. I'm also right now really grateful to be able to have a voice, and they just today I'll just say it out loud. More trans legislation here in Kansas just passed, anti-trans legislation. There's anti-trans legislation all over, popping up all over the place, and over 200 bills introduced last year. And so it's all about this conversation where we have to look from the binary. And aren't y'all sick of that by now? God, it's so boring, right? You're boring. The binary is boring. I'm so bored with it. But clearly, we still have to keep having these conversations because y'all got to catch up. So I'm inviting you to question what you think beauty is. And I'm inviting you to please step up as allies. Please step up and have conversations about what it is to live in the non-binary, because those of us who live there and who are trans, queer, non-binary, like, we need your voices. So thanks again for all your support all the time. Thanks for allowing me my voice, and thanks for listening, and please pass it on. I appreciate you more than you can know. Hope you have a great day.